Hello everyone, Shroomrover here, and today I'm bringing you another post-narrated DDT game, this time against Ricky Parpix. Now, looking at his team, the first thing that instantly stands out is the Golbat and the Munchlax, because Golbat with a Violite is basically just a massive pain in the arse. It has really respectable defences, and it can still hit quite hard and fast, and nothing short of a stab super effective attack is going to take it out. My Heliolisk would be quite good, but it's not fully offensive, so Golbat could be an issue. At the same time, Munchlax, really nothing other than a super effective fighting attack is going to have any chance of one-shotting that, and I don't have any of those on my team. In fact, the only fully physically offensive Pokemon I have is the Executor, so I'm going to have to try and play around Munchlax quite well. On my side, I've got the defensive Fletchinder Pupitar core, which is quite nice, and as far as I'm concerned, my main priority is to get rocks up and keep rocks up, because his team is relatively weak to them, and Golbat might not carry the defog, so that's going to be important for me. Will I manage it? Will it help me win the battle? Let's find out. So I lead off with Wormadam Trash, getting my rocks up, and he goes with the Rotom Fan, and I completely forget about Trick, so I'm instantly crippled first turn by getting the choice specs. But I do manage to get up my rocks in the process. Going to withdraw Wormadam and go into Kakuna Matata, who can just war Rotom Fan for days and days and days. Air Slash does nothing, and he withdraws to go into his Golbat. I'm going to go for a Toxic, which is of course not going to work at all. He himself is going to drop a Toxic on me, as I go for the Rock Slide. I'm not particularly worried about Toxic, because I do have Rest and Shed Skin, which is going to be shown now as Golbat goes for the Roost, I go for the Rest, and I do in fact get the first turn Shed Skin activation, which is really nice because it means I can do some more stuff. But I am going to switch out this turn, going to Scrump Me If You Can, as Golbat goes for the Taunt. Not a problem because I am offensive. Brave Bird does a decent amount of damage as I go for the Thunderbolt, and I hacks him out by getting the Paralysis first turn. Go for the Hydro Pump, and he gets fully paralysed. So that was very unfortunate because Golbat could have done a lot of work. Withdraws it, save it for Death Fodder, go into Rotom, and Rotom got Motor Drive in DDT, so that's nice. He's got that lovely speed boost from Thunderbolt. I've got no business staying in, go into Slick Jimmy the Heliolisk. This is support Heliolisk, and Ricky makes a really nice play here, going for the Trick once again, getting rid of my Light Clay and giving me leftovers instead. I'm going to go for the Electric Terrain, as I do sometimes. And now he's going to withdraw, go into his Munchlax as I set up the Light Screen, which is unfortunately, of course, not going to last as long anymore without my Light Clay. I'm not going to stay on a physical attacker, going to Scrump Me If You Can, but he goes for the Earthquake, which does a butt ton of damage to Skrelp. I've got to get out of there, go into Ménage à Trois. The Executor, and this is quite an interesting Executor set that I'm really looking forward to using. Natural Gift, which is an attack that turns into a physical attack depending on the berry you have. Mickleberry is an 80 base power rock attack, which is lovely coverage for Executor. Anyway, harvest that Mickleberry, that's another good thing about running it on Executor. And I'm just right now going for Synthesis, as Munchlax starts going for returns, trying to take me out, and right now I think I just get bored. As he brings in the big threat, the physical Aurorus, this I believe is his Banded set, but I'm going to be able to take it straight out of there with a Wood Hammer. In comes Heatmore now, and I'm going to be predicting the Sucker Punch to take me out because I do have speed investment here, so I'm going to go for the Synthesis. But Heatmore's not going to be messing around or playing any games, goes for the Flame Charge, which is a new toy that he got in DDT. So I go into Pupitar and put an instant double switch into Fletchinder to scout for the Giga Drain, but it looks like he doesn't have it. He is purely physically offensive, goes for the Superpower, not going to do anything to little Talonflame here. Sorry, not Talonflame, Talon who needs Talonflame? Anyway, Ricky makes a good play here, going into Golbat to sack it, as I go for the Taunt, which of course does nothing on Fletchinder, that's the one. In comes Rotom. I have no business staying in on a Rotom Fan. Go into the crippled Wormadam Trash as he goes for a Thunderbolt. Now I can go for that big spec Sucker Punch. Huge damage, as he goes for Air Slash. I now switch out, predicting him to predict my Sucker Punch again, of course, because I am locked into it. Go into Heliolisk, which is a kind of decent switch anyway, because Rotom can't really do anything to Heliolisk either. So he's going to switch out and go into Munchlax, who can take any hit from this guy, as I go for the light screen once again. And right now I go for the electric terrain just to set it up at the end, as Munchlax is able to take out my Heliolisk with a return. In comes Skrelp, and I go for the Thunderbolt, getting the electric terrain boost of course, but it's not going to do anything to Munchlax because it's such a special monster. And he gets the Resto Chesto, which is very nice. I show off my last move, which is Camouflage. Turns me into the electric type. One day I will get that stab adaptability Thunderbolt off, but it's not today. Anyway, Fletchinder's in here, go for the Will-O-Wisp on the Munchlax. His return is going to be doing nothing, and now I can just go straight for the Taunt to stop Munchlax from using Rest, so that burn's going to be there for a little while longer. As I say, can't use Rest after the Taunt. So he's going to switch out and go into Rotom Fan, as I'm going to be able to get the advantage by going for U-turn. I'm going to be able to bring in Kakuna Matata, the Pupitar, who's done work this game, is going to do more. Goes to the Air Slash, not quite going to get the flinch, and Rock Slide is going to be able to take out Rotom from there. So 3 on 3, my defensive core versus some pretty big threats, including this guy, Incredible. Great nickname, great nickname. I've been swept by this guy before. Goes for the Rock Polish as I get a Toxic off on him, which is going to put him on a timer. And now I'm going to be able to go into Wormadam mainly as death fodder. He goes for the Giga Drain, and it's not going to be doing too much. And for some reason, known only to myself, I don't go for Sucker Punch here. I just let Doflamingo die without even getting a hit off. But it's okay, because Toxic is really wearing him down now. Fletchinder can come in, just take a Sludge Bomb like a boss, get poisoned. Again, not too much of a problem. And I can go for that U-turn, take out the threat that is Cradily. So I go back into Pupitar, of course, as Ricky goes into Durant, and look at this, goes for the Superpower. And I just take it like a boss. Take it like an absolute boss. And with the defense drop especially, I'm going to be easily able to take out Heatmor from there with a Rock Slide. So now it's my defensive core of Pupitar and Fletchinder versus a burnt Munchlax. I'm going to go for the Rest, and he's also going to go for the Rest. So, nap time all around on the field. Unfortunately, Ricky does have the advantage of having Sleep Talk. He's going to get quite unlucky with his pulls. He's going to get 2 returns in a row, which is going to do nothing to Pupitar. Pupitar's not going to get the Shed Skin. He's just going to sit there asleep, because why not? Second return comes in. Pupitar's still looking at a good range of health. I do wake up here, and I go for the Rock Slide, which does a decent amount of damage, as Ricky gets, very unfortunate there, he gets the flinch. I put the Toxic on him, which is going to force him to try and go for the Rest. My plan here is to bring the Earthquake, go into Fletchinder. He's going to go for the Earthquake to try and get more damage on me. Now I can go for that suicide last gasp Taunt. He knows that that's going to come, so he's going to go for the return, having to take me out, because if he'd rested there it would have been game over basically. Right now he still does have that chance, and Pupitar's going to show that by missing the first Rock Slide as he goes for an Earthquake, which does over half. And if I miss this, it's game over. Am I going to miss it? Am I going to? No! Pulling through there with the Rock Slide. So, that was the game. Great game, Ricky Parfix. Really good game. Really close. Really came down to the wire. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. We'll probably be doing a few more of these post-narrated DDT games. Certainly until I'm in a position to be doing any kind of session. I do have teams ready for that, I'm just not sure I'm quite ready for it yet. So expect a few more of these DDT post-narrated games when I can get them, which shouldn't be too sparse. And yes, until that happy time when I next upload a video, I will see you all next time. Laters.